This is just a sample of the audiobook. To get the complete audiobook, access the link posted in the first comment.
Berlandier was as adept and prolific in his study of the physical sciences in the neighborhood of the Rio Grande Valley. As a physicist, he experimented on the nature of sound in 1845, enlisting in his experiment the aid of Mexican artillery troops. As an astronomer, Berlandier made experiments on the temperature of the sun, studied the path of comets over the course of nightly observations, and made celestial observations to determine the latitude of various locales. As a geologist, he measured heights of mountains, using the barometer and thermometer in the Sierra Madre, and contributed to the theory of uniformity in geologic change based on his study of volcanoes in Tamaulipas. For more than 20 years, Berlandier made a study of meteorological conditions in and about Matamoros, or wherever he happened to be in Texas and Mexico, recording the speed, direction, and changes in winds, the variances in temperature according to winds, latitude, air pressure, landscape, and elevation. The conditions that resulted in powerful storms, especially lightning storms, and their impact on affected people and places. Atmospheric conditions during all seasons, and the prevalence, characteristics, and impact of hurricanes in the Gulf Coast. In the related field of hydrology, Berlandier hypothesized about the power of streams and rivers, wondering about the changes over time of rivers and their paths to the sea. As an oceanographer, Berlandier studied coastal waters and the impact of the sea and tides on shorelines and rivers. He developed a theory that the Gulf of Mexico was receding, resulting in increasing tidal lagoons and sandbars along the shore and at the mouths of rivers. Berlandier contributed to the geographic understanding of southern Texas and northern Mexico through his many journeys describing the lay of the land, topography, soil and geologic history, climate, and pathways of beasts and humans. He repeatedly drew on-the-spot maps of his journeys, forming not only a personal history of discovery, but a cartographic record of travels of people and obscure places along the road. Although Berlandier did not have training as an anthropologist, he became quite a gifted student of human culture through his ability to empathize with other peoples, even those completely distinct from his experiences theretofore. He left behind extensive materials to contribute to the history of American Indians. Because of his many journeys, sometimes in the company of Indians, he became an expert on the Indians of Texas and northern Mexico, acquiring new information on, particularly, the Comanche, coming to understand their inherent intelligence and abilities in natural science. Berlandier's greatest significance was as a scientific explorer, the first such naturalist to make extensive journeys and commensurate observations in northern Mexico and Gulf Coast Texas. He journeyed into relatively unknown lands, enduring privations and making scientific discoveries. He had the character of a scientific discoverer. He was open, anticipatory, and rootless. He confronted personally, through his journeys, the ignorance of Europeans in regard to the harsh environment of America and its undiscovered natural history. Jean-Louis Berlandier was able to see the natural environment of America when the land was still wilderness, when nature was largely untouched, little altered by human curiosity and industry. This is the primary importance of his life and work. His vast library of manuscript documents of natural, human, and personal history allows us to peer over Berlandier's shoulders as he lived, worked, and recorded natural and human experience to see, as it were, an America that no longer exists.